It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Hello, hi, what's going on? Happy Monday edition of the Sean Widmer Podcast after a week and a half, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of no podcasts. 2.5 weeks. I'm trying to remember everything that happened. I think we had the Spokane trip, and then how did all that go? Spokane trip. Then I came back, did a podcast, and I'll be real with you. Last week, this is it. I do not have anything beyond this. I wasn't feeling it. I did not have the best week in the history of Sean Widmer world, and I just wasn't feeling like recording. It just wasn't going to be good episodes. Just had a week. Had a week of the Mondays. I emotionally wasn't there to do the podcast, but we're back. We're back. I'm holding, if you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, you know what I want to do constantly? I want to get rid of a lot of the excess. If you watch it, the border and stuff, can I do it on the fly? Can I make it disappear? Can I go like this? And we just kind of mess around tonight with the video if you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify, and we make the video bigger. I think that worked live. I don't know. I want to change it up. I don't need these things that are below me. If you're listening, this means nothing to you. If you're watching, I've got a Instagram and Twitter tag, X tag on the bottom of the screen. They don't do anything. Why are those there? So maybe I should move the video down. I don't know. Why am I doing this right now? That's stupid. Okay, we'll fix this. Brandon, where are you? I need you back, dude. I need you back to help me with the graphics of the show. Okay, tonight on the podcast, if you're watching, I have a dog in my lap because we got a dog. We're going to talk about that. But I also want to talk some Christmas stuff quickly. And I have a message to teachers that has to get out there. I've mentioned it before, but it needs to be made known. But we've got to talk about the dog that I'm holding, the notebook that I have in my hand, what this signifies. The dog is going to take up the majority of this 15-minute podcast today, including the dog's name is a big deal. We will get into all of those things today on the podcast. I want to start with the fact that this is one of my favorite times of the year. Today, for me, was the day that is my favorite time of the year. It is the time of the year where husbands will be asked by their wives to get the list of people they want to have Christmas cards sent to. Now, my wife's got the list of all the people who are needing the Christmas cards, but she's like, which one of your buddies needs a Christmas card from us? My answer is always the same, none. And then my wife will say to me every year, I bought extras because I know you actually want to send them to your friends. I'm like, okay, well, let me think. So I'm going through and I think of them and I type them down in our shared notes about who needs to get a Christmas card. And it's the same thing every year. And it's why it's my favorite time of the year. Every year at this time, every husband who's asked to send out Christmas cards to their buddies, we send the same text. Hey, dude. Been 365 days since I asked you this. What's your address again? And I'm going to do it in 365 more days. I shot off, I think, 10 to 12 messages today. Hey, man, remember 1 year ago exactly when I asked you this? Still need it. And guess what? I'm not writing it down this year. I'm not saving it. I know how to drive to your house. I know how to get there. I have no idea what your address is. And 1 year from now, I'm going to ask you again. It's wonderful, and it's a tradition unlike any other. Asking your buddies what their address is every single year to send them Christmas cards. Now, I got bailed out this year because a couple of them moved. Preston and Johnny Boy moved, so it's like, hey, what's your new address? But Walter and Andy and Jeremy and Chris, Ryan, Scott, I'm sending the same text. I'm like, hey, guys. It's the most wonderful time of the year. What's your address again? And they know. It's like, oh, Christmas card time. By the way, I'm probably supposed to ask you. That's my favorite part. You send off the, hey, what's your address request? And immediately you get back, here's mine. I'm guessing I'm going to need yours. So what's yours again? It's the best. I love it. Christmas cards, baby. Get them on the wall for 2 weeks, tape them all up and rip them all down. I, for the longest time, saved all the Christmas cards, and then my wife got smart to that, and they just go in the trash. They're gone. They're gone and forgotten. One other note before we get into talking about the dog that's on my lap right now, our new family dog. I need to make a plea, and it's not a plea, it's a demand. A demand to teachers out there, especially if you teach younger kids. You send home so many weird documents with all the things that are happening in school. Hey, it's going to be purple hair tie day next Wednesday. Next Tuesday, everyone needs to bring 1 can of food, right? I get so many messages from my daughter's school on the hippity haps of what are happening. And the only thing that I need, I do not get. Teachers of children, if you are playing music in the classroom on a regular basis and the children are liking the song, I implore you to send home, in the midst of all these ridiculous, over-the-top emails explaining what's happening at the school, just send me the stinking song that you're playing for my kid. That's really all I need. They're not coming home asking me about, like, hey, Dad, what are we doing next week for this field trip lunch? Why? Well, that I know, because I've got 16 emails describing what's going to be happening for this lunch in 15 weeks. No, they're in my car going, Dad, we listened to this song called, like, Put Your Hands Up, and we need to listen to it right now. And I'm like, okay, put your hands up. Type it into Spotify, and there's a million put your hands up. Hit the top one. No, that's not it. Second one. No, that's not it. Third one. No, that's not it. Run through about 15 of them, and you're like, none of those are it? They're like, no. So I go to YouTube. I'm like, all right, let's put your hands up. Going through, clicking, nothing. The song doesn't exist. And now my kid's in the backseat like, why can't you play me the song? My teacher plays it. Why don't you love me like my teacher does? Teachers, all we ask is that you send us the link to the doggone music you're playing that the kids love. That's it. It's that simple. I don't need anything. I don't care about everything else. I just don't. Because that's going to affect you, not me. This song affects me. And it's tears every day that you play Put Your Hands Up or whatever the song is. And I can't find it on the internet because there's a million. They also never listen to a song at school. I've realized, or at any of these. It happened a ton when my daughter was in preschool. The amount of songs. They never play a song that has a very specific name. It's always very generic songs they listen to. It's like the big dog, the dog song. And you're like, play the dog song. And you're like, is there a more specific title? Because the dog song there's so many of the dog songs. Is there a specific? Nope. Okay, well, there's one song called the Dog Song that is the same, and it's sung by 17 different bands. So are you sure it's not that? No, it's completely different. How? Oh my gosh. Just send us the link, teachers. Please. I implore you. All right, we got a dog. Here she is. Let's hold her up to the camera. She's snoozing. Say hello, little doggy. I'm now the guy who's posting pictures online of my dog. There we go. Never thought I'd be that guy. Our dog, Jovi, my wife's dog she had since college, passed away. We got old, sick and old, and put her down this summer. Saddest day, worst day. Loved Jovi more than anything. Great dog. I am notoriously not a dog guy. Not a pet guy, not a dog guy. So I thought. So Jovi gets put down, and it was a really rough end of the run for Jovi because she got really sick, couldn't control her bowels, and so she was peeing and pooping all over all the time, never stopped. And we had like diapers, we got dog diapers to try to just keep it. The dog diapers didn't work for poop, so she was still pooping through the diapers all over the house, diarrhea. It was just I was cleaning up poop every day. Gosh, I think there was a run where Elsa, who lived with us at the time, I think there was a run where we were 2 straight weeks where every single day we were cleaning up at least one inside the house poop/diarrhea. And it was awful. It was just awful. And so it was really sad when Jovi passed away. But then there was also this part of me that was like, I have a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old at the time who are already a lot. They're a lot. And so not dealing with a dog is kind of nice right now. Just getting to focus on the 3 kids who require a lot of focus. Well, that was not how my wife, that's not how my wife operates. She's a dog person. She loves dogs more than she loves people. So I think she gave it about 2 months. And by the time school was starting up, my wife was back into we need a dog mode. So it started off like I would get the random text message that said, hey, what do you think of this? And it would be the link to an adoption place with a cute little dog. And every time she sent me one of these, September, October, November, hundreds and hundreds of dogs, multiple a day, 4 or 5 a day, consistently. And I felt like the biggest jerk. But truly, I would look at these dogs and I'd be like, they don't do anything for me, like nothing. And so I'm sitting there going, this is going to be a rough eye opener for my wife because she's realizing right now I really don't like dogs. And she's sending me all these dogs that would change her world. Change her world. Okay? Michael W. Smith, Change Your World. Great song. If I was a teacher and I played Change Your World for the kids, I would send home a piece of paper in everyone's backpack that said, we listened to this awesome song by Michael W. Smith called Change Your World. You're welcome. When they ask for it, now you know what to play. It's that easy. That wasn't hard. It's not too much to ask. This dog would change my wife's world, though. And so I knew that in the back of my mind. So I'm trying to convince myself to warm up to buying a dog. I'm trying to convince myself. I'm like, can you just like one of these dogs so Anna can get the dog and we can be a dog family again and you can just work through it? Nothing. I think it was Thursday or Friday. My wife sends me a picture of this dog that's up for adoption. It was on Tuesday, last Tuesday. Sends me a picture of this dog that's up for adoption. And I opened it and I'm like, here we go again. This is going to be text 1 of 50 today of 50 dogs that have been are up for adoption. And I looked and I was like, wait, hold on. Something happened. It was weird. It was like all these cute dogs. This one I just saw it. I was like, well, hang on. Wait. Stop. Don't send any more. What's this one right there? And my wife sensed it. Shark in the water. She smelt the blood and she was like, oh, you've had hard nose for 3 months. You haven't had one slip up of, wait, what about that? Not one. So the second my wife smelt it, she knew she had it. And so she goes, this dog is for adoption in Louisville. She's like, I'm going to be in Louisville for work on Wednesday. I'm going to go early. I'm going to look at the dog and I'm just going to take a peek. And to my wife's credit, the second that happened, she didn't send any more follow-ups of any other dogs. She knew that would if she sent too many texts, I was going to be like, nope, I'm off on the dog thing again. She just went to Louisville, went to the dog, took video with the dog, video of the dog running around, tons of pictures, sent me good, cute pictures, her and the dog. Like, what a move. It's like, I love my wife. I love how my wife looks. And so then she throws the dog in with her, and it's like, dang it. So I go, you know what? That's it. That's the dog. That's the dog. I'm ready. That's the dog. Something about the pictures won me over. So on Saturday, I am running out to Louisville to get this dog as a Christmas present for the family. I'm going to put the air quotes, a Christmas present for the kids. This is a Christmas present for my wife, period. And so I drove to Louisville, got the dog, brought the dog home, got to enjoy a nice 10-minute drive with the dog, just me and the dog cruising in the pickup. And that was how that dog won me over. It jumped up on the center console, laid its head down on me, and we drove back to Lexington with our new dog. So great. Now, the experience of getting the dog was insane. It was an adoption day at PetSmart. So adoption day at PetSmart, a ton of cats and dogs up for adoption. And it's great. Like, they're telling the stories of all of them. A lot of these dogs came from really rough situations, and they were retrieved from bad situations, and now they're going to get into good homes. I don't think that was the case with our dog. I don't remember why it was up for adoption, but it was up for adoption. And so I walk in, and I'm like, look, they had named the dog. The dog's only 7 weeks old, 8 weeks old. And so they had named the dog Cypress, which I knew wasn't going to stick. But I walk in, I'm like, look, I'm here to pick up Cypress. My wife has already been up here. She was up here earlier in the week, so I got paperwork filled out. This dog's on hold for us. I'm here to get Cypress. And so the girl who I'm talking to, she goes and grabs the dog that's just not the dog. Not the dog at all. This dog, I don't love big dogs. I don't like being jumped up on by dogs. I hate when dogs jump up and get their paws up on my chest. I'm like, get out of here. I don't want it. And this dog that she pulled out at first looked like it was going to be a horse. So I thought, no, that's not it. She's like, what name did you say? I said, Cypress. Like, I can't imagine that there's a lot of dogs here with names that are close to that. And she's like, oh, this is Joe or whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not close. I'm here for Cypress. So the girl's like, oh, that's a really cute one. It's right down here. And so sure enough, there's Cypress and another dog that looks exactly like her. And she grabs the wrong one again. I'm like, no, not that one. She's like, no, I think it's this one. I go, no, it's not. She's like, no, it's this one. No, it's not. And my head's thinking, if I go home right now with the wrong dog, that's it. That was my last drive. That was my last anything. I will never come back from this. So I'm like, no, that one's all black. The one we got is black and brown. No. Finally, this other lady comes over. She's like, Julia, or whatever the girl's name is, they're here for Cypress. And she's like, this is Cypress. And the lady's like, no, it's not. It's just back and forth. After we're 2 wrong dogs in, finally they grab Cypress, hand her over. And then my favorite part of this whole thing, because they're super busy, and so I'm going to get in line to wait to get the paperwork signed for the dog there, and like they give it a shot and stuff. So it's an uncomfortable thing where they want you to be happy, and they put you in line, and I'm just holding this dog, and now they're trying to sell you the dog. They're like, this dog's great because blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I already am getting the dog. We're adopting the dog. Don't. And there's more sales pitch. And I'm thinking in my head, the more you tell me about this dog, you don't know what I like and don't like about dogs. So the more you speak right now about this dog, the more likelihood you say something that you think is going to be great that I don't like. And I'm like, well, texting Anna, weird, the dog ran away. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I got there and they said, this dog was there. The crate must have opened overnight and the dog's gone. Like, that's... So anyways, they're sales pitching me this for the 10, 15 minutes I'm waiting to get the paperwork signed, get it signed, get out of there, and we're good to go. So I'm driving home and I'm like, okay, doggy, it said Cypress on the paperwork, but I know that's not going to be your name because I got 2 kids at home, Huck and Olivia, who are going to want to name you. So I've got this little notepad I'm holding up for those of you watching video. We went through on Saturday when we got the dog, and we came up with a list of names for the dog as suggested by Huck and Olivia. And we were going to put together the list, and then today that I'm recording this Sunday night, Sunday was naming day. So let me run you down the list of names from a combination of Huck and Olivia to name the dog in my lap. It started with Heart. Okay? Started with Heart. Heart was the first name. And then Huck got going. So here is Huck's first 4 suggestions to name the dog. Grass. Max, from the dog from the Grinch, Max. Now the Cypress, we're not doing the name reveal yet, Cyprus girl dog, Max. Then he went with Olivia. Then he went with Jovi. Then he went with Huck. Then he went with Mater. Then Lightning. Then Sally. Then Cruz Ramirez. Then Miss Fritter. Then Frank. All right, so that was how Huck went to start off our names. All right, so good list to start with. Then Olivia got cooking. Poodle, Snowy, Pepper, Peppermint, Girly, Gentle, Sniffer, Sniff, Rainbow, Grinchy, Christmas. Then Huck came back in. Princess Peach, Rosalina, Dry Bones Bowser, Koopa Troopa. Okay. Olivia stepped back in. Fluffy, Memory, Leaf, Outside. Then Anna was sick and tired of me doing this game. She was like, this is stupid. None of those are the names. What are you doing? Let's get it. This dog needs to be named. Can we have some direction? I'm like, no, this is too much fun writing down Memory as a potential name. So Anna comes in. She's like, look, it's December 13th. That's Taylor Swift's birthday. What about Swift? And my daughter's like, yes, Swift. She's like, that's great. And then immediately goes, what about Bitey? I said, we're back. We are back. Then Olive. We already had Grinchy, but Huck then settled on Grinch. Then we went to Scratch. Then it was Star. Then Huck got hot again and came in with Sully and Mike Wazowski. All right, both of those got shot down immediately. They got crossed off instantly. I was wearing a big 99.9 Coyote Country t-shirt. Olivia said, what about Coyote or Country? I said, okay. Then she said Daisy, Minnie, Ladybug, Lady, Pinky, Pinkie Pie, Cutie, Cutie Pie. Huck said Cake. I liked that little addition. Then we had Sparkle, Gentle, and Flower. And at that point, my wife was like, this is stupid. None of those are the name. So my wife goes, I want to name the dog Fancy. And I was like, we've got to avoid Fancy. Got to avoid Fancy. I don't want the dog named after a weird Reba song. I just don't. I don't want that. So I'm now in panic mode because Olivia, its mom just said a name. So Olivia's like, well, it has to be the name Mom said. Mom's cool. And I was like, Mom is cool, just not right now. So for about 4 hours, the dog was called Fancy. And everyone went to bed and the dog was called Fancy. And I was like, this is not the end. I'm not going to finish with this. So we all wake up on Sunday. My wife goes, we've got to name the dog. Where are we at? I said, let's put together a list of names for what we're thinking. So here's what we settled on this morning. You'll notice a lot of these names were never on the list to start with. Fancy, Penelope. So this is where we got into a spot. Jovi, our last dog, was named after Zooey Deschanel's character in Elf. Jovi, that's the name of the elf in the movie Elf, or the name of the girl in the movie Elf. So I was like, let's stick to that theme. So we got into movies. What does Olivia like? Penelope from Wreck-It Ralph. Riley from Inside Out. Huck, of course, wants anger, anxiety, fear. Cindy Lou Who. Judy, Barb from Trolls. Agnes from Minions and Despicable Me. Snowflake, Pepper, Pickle, Sally, Swift, and Lady. Those were the finalists. So we start going through, and we're just saying them all. And the more we talked, the more we loved Judy. Judy. We love, my wife and I say that a lot. Judy. And so Judy has a couple different characters we like. But one of them is, oh, Judy knocking over the mic. One of them is the little elf from the movie The Santa Claus is Judy. And it was like, well, okay, another a Christmas dog with a Christmas elf name, just like the Jovi from Elf. Judy it is. So Judy, we got Judy. Judy's our dog. Jude's. And like I said to my wife, it doesn't matter what we name it. I'm going to nickname her a million different nicknames, and we'll call her all of those. So there you go. There's the dog. We got a dog. We named her Judy, and I spent 15 minutes telling you names. But we spent 7 hours doing it. So you're not even close to how long we spent with names. Now, I was pushing for some video game names. I wanted Tifa, Yestola, some Final Fantasy names. I had Vex from Critical Role. Thought that would be a cool name. Thimble from Critical Role. Thought that'd be a cool name. I had some good ones. All those got shot down. All right. So that's where we're at. Thank you. We're just over the 15-minute mark for this 15-minute podcast. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time. See ya. Oh, I did want to say, I'm editing in here. I did want to say, if you are a Patreon member and you forgot that there's Patreon stuff, you can go. I've got videos of the dog from this weekend, the drive home on Saturday, and then videos of the dog running around. If you are a dog person who wants to see the dog in action, there's also just pictures on Instagram. I think my wife posted of the dog. But if you want to see the dog and you're a big dog person, you want to see it in action in video form, over on Patreon, patreon.com. I think it's Sean Widmer Podcast. I need to know what it is. Patreon. If you're still listening to it, the podcast at this point, thank you. Patreon.com. Yes, patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast. There's the videos of the dog. Goodbye.